Thousands have turned out in Normandy to mark the special anniversary of D-Day. But in the end, it comes down to the individual and those private memories of a person, a place, an event, a time. For one member of the Regina Rifles, there was a special occasion today. Keith Morrison has more.
The other day, a rather soft-spoken man named Gordon Brown came to the town square at a place called Norey, and the residents here showed him a monument they had made to his Regina Rifles. Showed him with the deference one would accord a famous hero. Gordon Brown? Not so famous, though perhaps he should be. Gordon Brown, 1944, who in the days after the landing led his Regina Rifles farther inland than anyone else had been able to go. And holed up in a walled farmyard, found himself the focus of a huge German counterattack intended to drive a wedge among the Allies back to the sea. They came with awesome power. Columns of tanks surrounded a tattered band of Canadians. German ground troops outnumbered the Canadians 10 to 1.
They just pulverized everything, and people were being killed around me, and I was saying to myself, well, is this really happening to me or to the company, or is it just a bad dream?
Gordon's men were falling everywhere. Communication lines were out. The Germans were pushing through, and Gordon's second in command told him what he knew already, that death or surrender were imminent.
Finally, Robert said to me, we've got about 20 minutes. That's about it, I think.
And then the phone that wouldn't work rang, and a German was on the other end, taunting him.
Up till that time, I was kind of thinking maybe we'll have to surrender or something. But at that point, I got very angry, and I said, no, this is it. We're not letting that SOB get the best of us.
And the miracle was that, galvanized and fighting back, he got his radio working and called in artillery, turned the tide, and won the fight. Hollywood and historians love D-Day and the beach, and some of the battles soon after have become very famous, but not this one. Here, where a cement factory works in anonymity now, where the Regina Rifles held on the night of June 8th, through a desperate night, through a sacrifice that was awesome, for a victory that meant everything.
The defense of Bretteville, Norrie, Cardonville was one of the decisive battles of the first phase of the Normandy campaign.
It's difficult.
And still that night of victory carries with it shades of grief so dark it cannot be described. Medals for him, death for friends he commanded. Call him a hero and he feels guilt.
I was so scared. I couldn't possibly be a hero.
Not a hero? Ask the young man who now runs the farm the Germans used as a base to attack Gordon's men. The young man who this week fixed up a mannequin to look just like the man the people here say was their liberator, and showed this modest man what he had done.
What does one say?
And Gordon Brown didn't have to say anything at all. Keith Morrison, CTV News, Normandy.